Hi, it's Dana. Time for this week's question, and it comes from Donna. And she writes, our girl is 2 years old and 2 months, and she goes to bed fine every night, but wakes up all through the night and runs to our room. It can be once or 10 times a night, and all she wants is for me to tuck her back in, and she goes right back to sleep, but she just won't stay there. And I wonder what I can do, or is it just that she needs to know that I'm there? Okay, good question. And this, again, it's a common problem with a toddler, especially when they're out of the crib and into their bed. I doubt she even really thinks it through. It's just as soon as she wakes up in the night, she just jumps out of bed and runs to your room. And you march her back and you tuck her in and you go back, but it just keeps happening. And so, the good news is it doesn't sound like you lay with her in order for her to sleep, and it doesn't sound like she needs you to stay with her until she falls back to sleep at night, but it's just this sort of habit she's got in of running to you every time she wakes up. So when this is a case, there needs to be a consequence. Running to your room every night, even if you're getting mad or frustrated with her, and even if you tell her sternly, stop coming to my room, or even if you're giving her negative attention, it's still attention, and children can just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, because really, why not? There's really no reason why they shouldn't. You march them back and you put them in bed, and that's the way the night goes. So there really needs to be a consequence for coming to your room in the night. And she's on the young side. You could try, depending on her verbal skills and her comprehension level, you could try giving a reward. Say, if you sleep all night without waking up mommy, you can have a Smartie, a sticker, some sort of little reward first thing in the morning. I would put a clock in. I really love the clock because it gives a toddler a visual, something that they can look at and know when's morning. And again, cover up the minutes so all she can see is the number. Start talking about number 7 meaning bedtime, number 7 meaning morning time. She can't come to your room until the clock says 7. Okay, and so after one night visit, so let's say she goes to bed fine, midnight, there she is. March her back to her bed, show her the clock, it's only midnight, not 7, don't come out again. Then say, if you come out again, mommy's going to have to lock your door. And obviously you're not going to lock her door, but if she comes again, now there's a consequence for it. Okay, so you take her back to her room. You don't say anything, you don't tell her again, you've already told her once. You just take her back to her room, put her back in her bed, and now you hold her door closed for 5 minutes. And I've yet to meet a child who likes this. Even if she's at the other side pulling and crying and kicking, you just hold it closed for 5 minutes. That's okay. After 5 minutes, you tuck her back in, remind her not to come to your room again. If she comes to your room again, you return her to her room, and now you hold the door closed for 7 minutes. And each time she comes, you close the door for 2 minutes longer each time. And again, I have yet to meet a child who likes this, and it usually only takes 2 to 4 tries before they realize, ugh, I didn't like that. I'm not going to get out of my bed again. And most children do like the door to be open, even if it's just a crack. So the idea of it actually being closed fully can be enough that they just won't get out of their bed. Okay, so a reward for staying in bed, a consequence for getting out of bed, and it should go. It should go. Okay? So thanks so much for your question, and sleep well.